Hi everyone. Now that you've gotten on Facebook and had a chance to update your profile information and had a chance to review your settings, the next lesson we want to talk about is inviting friends and getting connected with people, which is one of the reasons why you got on Facebook in the first place. Okay, where we want to go is right up here, at the top of the home page, in the link that says Friends. Now when you hover over that, little pop-down window appears, and you'll see that there are a couple different options. The one we want to look at first is actually finding friends. So before you invite, let's actually find any friends that might already be here that you know. A couple different ways to go about this. The first and the easiest is to find people based on email addresses. And what you can do is actually have Facebook use your address book to see if any of the people that you have in your address book are already on Facebook. Okay, and using your address book, the method you use will depending on which email type of email that you have. The one that is popped up right here is based on is for web-based email. So if you have an AOL, a Yahoo, a Gmail, or any other web-based email, you can use this form right here, just putting in your email address and your password. Don't worry, they don't store your password. It's just used to connect and to look at your address book. If you don't use a web-based email, but instead have a PC or an email client, such as Microsoft Outlook, okay, you can use this option. You'll find here, if you have regular Microsoft Outlook, the full-blown Outlook, not Outlook Express, you can click on this button to download an application that will run and look at your Microsoft Outlook address book. If you are not using regular Outlook, but Outlook Express or Thunderbird or Apple Mail or some other light email client, you'll want to click in here. But before you can do it, because what you're going to do is upload a contact file. And this little link here is kind of handy. It teaches you how to create a contact file from your address book. And there's different options here that shows you how to do that. So for example, if you use Outlook Express, here are the instructions to specifically create a what they call a CSV, or comma separated file of your contacts. And once you've done that, then you'll upload that to Facebook, and it will search for any friends that are already on Facebook. Okay, now once you've done that, and I do recommend going through that step, you'll see a couple other options. As you develop some friends, you'll have a friend discovery window that appears here as well as on your home page. And this is just simply based on people who either live in your same area or are part of your network or are friends with some friends you've already made. So it's kind of a friend of friends sort of thing. Anytime you see a name you recognize, you could click on them. You'll see as much information as they've made public about themselves, as we just talked about with privacy settings. And then you can see if you know the person, here's a link to just add as a friend, and they'll get a friend request from you. Okay, the other way to search for people is by name. Okay, so if they didn't show up in your search by email, but you think they are on Facebook, you could just try typing in their name and seeing if who appears. And another handy option I like here is a search based on classmates, either based on, again, having filled this information in on your profile. Here you can see my high school link, my college link, or for coworkers in the same work network. And I recommend going through these, and you'll be surprised what you find. I've found quite a few contacts that have actually found me as well through the high school links. Okay. Now, once you've, or if you've, I should mention, if you have an instant messenger client such as AOL, the AIM buddy list, you can use that, or Windows Live Contacts. You could also use that. Once you've exhausted those, you can then go back and try the option to invite friends. Okay, now inviting friends, the idea is that these are for people who are not yet on Facebook. So you could specify individual email addresses, put in a message that you want to send to them, or you can actually import your email address. So like we just talked about before, where you can use your web-based email or a contact list, you can do that and just send out a broad invite to people. Now, once you've imported your email address, don't worry, you then have the option to pick and choose who to send it to and who not to send it to. It's not going to automatically send it to everyone. So you can go ahead and do that and then check, use little check marks to specify who to actually send it to. Okay. The last thing we want to talk about then are friend requests or friend suggestions. As you start to spend any time on Facebook, you'll begin to get friend requests from people, and they'll always show up here in the top right-hand corner. You can see a section called Requests. Now, if you don't have any, this section won't appear. Right now, I don't have any friend requests. I do have an event invitation, but I don't have any friend requests to show you. But occasionally, they will pop up here. And you'll also get notified in your email. We talked about notifications. We talked about settings. Anytime someone has requested to add you as a friend, you'll get an email notification about that with a link to click on as well. So be watching for those there. I mentioned about the friend discovery. That will appear right here under people you may know. And this will refresh. This will change every time you come to the home page. If there's somebody on here keeps appearing and you know you don't want to add them as a friend, you don't know who they are or anything like that, if you click on this little X, it'll never suggest that person as a friend again. It'll go on and pick somebody else. Okay, so keep a look on there. You'll be surprised sometimes the names that'll pop up there, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't know they were on Facebook, and then you can just easily send them a request. Something to keep in mind, parents. Be sensitive to minors and to students. It's probably not a good idea to friend other kids that are not your own. I do recommend making sure you're friends with your own children, but be sensitive to other kids. Now, if they want to friend you, that's probably okay, but don't be the one to friend them. It can be a little bit weird, especially if you think of yourself as a parent and if other adults are friending your children. It's not always a good situation, so you want to be sensitive to that. Probably just stay on the cautious, on the conservative side when it comes to kids. Okay. Other than that, go out there and start making friends. Good luck. Bye.